You are now tuned into Club Therapy with Emily Chan.
It's starting to feel like the early 2000s again with the way diet culture has shifted, and the pressure to look perfect as a bottle service girl is at an all-time high. Welcome back to Club Therapy. I missed you guys, and I hope you miss me. Today we have my best friend Kiera Liu in the studio.
Hi.
Everyone say hi to Kiera. Hey, that's my best friend. Kiera's currently in jewelry school and also does bottle service with me at AMPM. She used to manage the iconic retail store called Get Fresh on Queen West before moving into the service industry.
Yes. Shout out GFC.
I know, we miss GFC.
I love them.
I know. So how long have we known each other for?
Oh, God. I think it's been 9 years now. We met when we were 19, I think, right?
Like
or
19,
maybe
20.
Like as we were turning 20, maybe.
How did we meet?
Well, it's kind of a funny story because I feel like before we met, we knew about each other
For really long. For like maybe like a whole summer.
For a whole summer because I remember you were away in Vancouver for the summer.
I was away in Vancouver.
And I just became friends with a lot of your close friends. I kind of met them through the clubbing scene. And like I was starting to get close to them and they kept telling me, they're like, oh my God, you look just like this other Asian girl, Emily Chan.
People always say like we look the exact same, like we're twins.
Yeah. And the crazy thing
which I love.
I feel like they would always be like,
you guys are going to hate each other.
Yes. Yeah. They thought we were going to hate each other. So before I even met you, I was like kind of scared. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to hate this girl.
I was like, I don't like this girl. I'm like, everyone's saying we're not going to get along and everything. And then what happened?
To be fair, we were really different. But then we met on a night out. You came back from Vancouver. And I feel like it was like love at first sight.
It was love at first sight. Where did we go? Where did we meet? I think we went.
I feel like Lost and Found must have been involved.
It was Lost and Found, but we went somewhere before. I can't remember.
That picture
of you. Oh, I can't remember. It had like I remember like a pink neon sign in the bathroom. We went somewhere beforehand.
It was like that weird place. I feel like it was like upstairs somewhere. I'm having like some long gone club from King Street.
Kisa used to be, I think, like that place.
Yes, exactly.
Like Goldie, but not Goldie. Maybe it was Goldie. Because I think
it could have been. I feel like there might have been something right before Goldie though.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Whatever, let us know.
We're oldies. We're oldies. But yeah, I think we met through clubbing, which is so funny because I was actually thinking about this the other day about how a lot of my friends that I'm close to now, like they're almost all through the service industry or through like clubbing or like just like going out and stuff like that. Like I'm not really close with like a lot of people from like, I mean, there's still like a few exceptions to that rule, but I'm not really close with a lot of people from like university or high school as much anymore.
Yeah, it's weird how like
I know.
I feel like clubbing can be kind of superficial from the outside, but then you can really meet like amazing people. I feel like I met such a great community through there.
Yeah, like I
met all my like Asian baddies and my Asian girls. I feel like
that's us.
We have a strong team of Asian girls.
No, 100%. Because like now we have, how many people do we have working at AMPM with us? We have like 7, 8 girls like serving. Yeah. Okay, Kiera, what was your first impression of me? I'm curious.
Immediately I was like, because everyone told us we looked alike, and immediately I was like, we don't look that much alike. We're just both Asian, and I was like, everyone's just racist.
I feel like we look more like. I feel like we look more like now.
Yeah, I think we've morphed into each other because we're so obsessed with each other. But
we become the same person.
I feel like immediately I saw you, and I was like, this has to be the baddest bitch I've ever seen in my entire life. Especially, I was like, her body can't be real. It is real though, guys. But I remember immediately thinking like, wow. Goals.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think about when I first met you.
I was kind of a bitch back then.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
I can
that's
say
what people, you can say it.
I was bitchy, and I feel like I had like major RBF.
Yeah, but like a hot one.
Thank you.
But I remember when I met you, I was like, wow, she is so sweet and so down to earth, because I feel like it's very rare nowadays where you meet someone and like right away you see like someone's like authenticity and like personality, and that's what I got from you right away.
That's so sweet.
I know, I'm being serious.
To be fair, I feel like I was a bitch to some people, but I think it's just because maybe this is a bad trait, but I judge people really quickly, and I go off like my immediate gut instinct usually with people. And like, but with you immediately I felt like, oh, this is someone I'm going to love.
You're like, we're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever like misread someone where right off the bat you're like, okay, like this person's like the worst or really great, and then later on you're proven wrong?
What I'm thinking of.
I'll bleep it.
I'm thinking of. Well, I don't know if this is like misjudging someone, but it was kind of like immediately I didn't like them, and then I grew to love them. But my first judgment was actually right, and they weren't a great person. This is. Oh, is that so like?
Yeah, I'm
duh.
gonna bleep it. But
Yeah.
this is
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to include the story. We can include it like in a
No,
more general way.
it.
But let's just say Emily had a friend who she was really close with, who gorgeous girl, very like
Beautiful.
outgoing. And I feel like my first impression of her, I just got like weird off vibes, especially because from what I knew from Emily's relationship with her, like I think she was a bit controlling over you. I didn't love that, but
yeah, she'd be really
then we ended up growing close anyway, and I feel like I just kind of ignored that initial judgment, and then we all became friends, and it kind of exploded in the end.
Yeah, no, we're not friends with her anymore.
No.
There's a few people we used to be like close to that we're not friends with anymore. And it's not like beef with everyone. There's beef with a
Yeah.
few people.
Yeah, but
Very
I don't
few
even think
people.
of it as like beef anymore. Like I don't think of her negatively.
No, I don't think it's good to hold on to those resentments.
Yeah, it's too tiring.
It's too
There'd be too many people
not at this age. Not at this age, you know.
at our age. Yeah,
At our no, I can't. Yeah, I'm always wondering though. I'm like, what are those people up to? But these are other people we met through clubbing. Like actually
That's
met
true.
through clubbing. But yeah, I remember I met her through clubbing. I think in like first or second year university. I met her because we were both from Vancouver. We had like mutual friends and stuff like that. And then we got really close. But I realized our whole relationship was just like about going out and stuff. Like she was really fun to go out with, and she like knew where to go and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, she was insane.
yeah,
She was psychotic. She was
yeah.
psychotic.
I think there's like, I mean, with any kind of industry, but especially when you're in the scene or like clubbing, I fucking hate saying the scene. I hate that I said that, but
It always makes fun of me when I say this.
it's kind of like a mixed bag. Like you're gonna have to deal with people who aren't gonna stay with you long term, and then
yeah,
but you just gotta persevere, because then who
You
knows,
get
you'll
one-
meet your
exactly.
best friend for life,
your soulmate.
your soulmate.
Okay, so what do you think was our funniest? Yeah, what was our funniest moment together / funnest moment? Because I can already think of mine with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's
And it wasn't
so
even that long
many
ago.
that come to mind.
It was. I had a lot of fun on your birthday.
I was about to say that. Okay.
Yeah, like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Except it ended terribly. I puked on myself and on my bed.
But that kind of means it was a
And-
good night.
It was a good night, but you guys don't understand the hangover I had the next day. I was like, I'm not drinking again. I'm not drinking again.
I was feeling great the next day. I
That's
was like
crazy.
living on the high.
It was so fun though. Where did we go? We went to a bar,
Yeah, we went to a bar.
No,
we went to Lonely Diner first,
then a bar,
and then a bar.
then
And
AMPM.
both were like amazing. Like I didn't even realize our friend Cindy works at
was working
Lonely
there,
Diner, and
which is gorgeous.
yeah,
we love her.
love her, love everyone.
She's the best.
Everyone treated us like, gave us princess treatment, and
Went to AMPM, got
Such
free
good
drinks.
vibes.
A bar gave us champagne because we had to wait. I think.
a little bit,
Yeah, barely.
worth the champagne.
We love a bar
Yeah.
and Lonely Diner guys and AMPM. That was a really fun night. I was also thinking about the night that we went out in Miami when we went to 11. Even though I didn't make it out the whole night, I feel like
That
that
was
was such a
so
fun
fun.
night. That was my first time clubbing in like the States, to be honest. I've never been to a club in like New York or LA.
Yeah.
That was that was my first club in Miami, of course. But yeah,
Yeah.
my first like real club experience in the States. And it was so crazy.
Yeah.
was
Well,
so
I
fun.
feel like I clubbed a lot in LA because I lived there a decent amount of time during COVID, but
What's
the
it like
clubbing
there?
there is so bad.
It's bad.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but I feel like
I
people
feel like
there
it's
would
not.
agree.
I feel like
The
people there
clubs
would
there
agree.
are very, they're kind of exactly what you'd expect. It's kind of superficial. There's like probably some Z-list celebrity walking around trying to look cool, and everyone else is standing in a booth trying to look cool, and like no one's dancing. That's the thing. I want a dancing club.
I just want, even if I'm not dancing, because I'm not a very good dancer, I have to be really drunk to dance.
But we were
I
dancing
want-
on my birthday.
We were dancing on your
Those
birthday.
videos, I couldn't even watch
I know. I was
them.
like, I know our friends the next day were sending us videos of like us up on the bar, guys. And I couldn't even, I was so hungover. I was like on the verge of like a panic attack. And then I get this video of me up on the bar. I was like, oh,
I threw my phone. I like opened the video and threw my phone because I was like, I can't watch this. I have like
no.
the scaries
PTSD.
after. Yeah.
No, it was scary. It was scary. Yeah, those are two recent
Yeah.
kind of fun moments. We've
Yeah,
had
Miami
so many
was
though.
so fun.
Miami was so
I feel like we were
fun.
there with such like a good group of friends, like the girls we had with us and like our guy friends that we went with.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
know what they're doing. They
They
got
know
a
what they're doing.
section.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, bills were thrown.
Bills were thrown. I of course didn't make it. I think who was singing that night? Like 50 Cent or something, or like no Waka Flocka or something. No, not Waka Flocka. Tyga.
No, it was no,
was
but
it?
along those lines.
Along those lines,
I
yeah,
forget.
someone like that. Oh. Who was it?
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
It was 2 Chainz.
Yeah, and I left before 2 Chainz came on because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Something about me, guys, like I am not built to drink. I actually think I might be allergic to it. My boyfriend's mom the other day told me, with love, she's like, I don't think alcohol is meant for you. And I don't disagree with that.
I mean, I don't know if it's really
tolerance.
Like, it's not good for anyone.
No, it's not good for anyone.
But some people just manage it better, I guess.
Especially me, because you've seen me through Blackout Emily.
Oh my
when
God.
I first started going out, I would literally black out every single weekend, like multiple, like 2 nights in a row, like every weekend for like years.
Well, you were known as like Ambulance Emily.
Ambulance Emily,
Like,
yeah, I'd go to
because
the
I think it was like
hospital.
within 1 year you went to the hospital.
This
How
is
many
first
times?
year. I almost got kicked out of residence. Yeah,
You went to the hospital.
6
I feel
times.
like 6 times.
6 times, which is why I almost
That's
got kicked out of
crazy.
first year res.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went from that to like where I'm at now, which is good. But you've seen me through
you've
like all
grown.
of that. I've grown.
You've grown so much. I feel like, oh my God, the stories you have are so good. It would be
I
like
don't remember any of them. It's always people telling me, they're like, oh, you did this. And I'm
my
like,
favorite thing is telling stories about Emily. Like, I'll even
know.
be in a room when you're not even there, and people will be like, what's the craziest thing that's happened to you? I'm like, I don't have anything, but I have something Emily's been through.
You actually do. You do. I feel like from when you were in LA, I feel like you've had like a lot of crazy moments, especially like in LA. I feel like there's like a lot of like celebrity kind of moments as
guess.
well. Or when we went to Bahamas, remember we were at the NBA
Oh my
conference?
God. Yeah, we accidentally went to the NBA
We
conference.
accidentally went to the NBA
Had no
conference.
idea what was going on. And
we're
we were just
clubbing with-
at Baha Mar surrounded by
no
celebrities.
reason.
I was like,
Machine
I
Gun
think it was
Kelly
like
was
one of
there,
my
guys.
first experiences being around celebrities too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you had more experiences.
No, that was like early days. I mean, maybe I had more, but
Can't
I
remember.
was like overwhelmed. I was like,
'Cause
you
there's a
knew
lot
everyone,
there.
I feel like, because there was a lot of TikTokers there.
I love a TikToker.
Emily was so, oh my God, remember when we went to Hype House?
And we went to the Hype House at one time. I signed an NDA for that.
No, but you still snuck photos. You didn't post them anywhere though.
I didn't post them anywhere.
Yeah, don't sue Emily.
Please, guys, don't. We allegedly went to the Hype House. We allegedly
You attach
went
a
to the
photo
Hype
here.
House. It's like me leaving the Hype House. That was so funny. I remember I dragged you out there.
I was like, there's no part of me
Yeah,
that
you were
wants
so
to go
mad.
all the way to Calabasas. I think the
was
Uber
so
was
far.
like
It was-
150 USD or something.
Yes, and I remember I paid for it too because I was so desperate to go there. I was like, please, guys,
Yeah.
please.
I think we split it on the way back.
I think you guys did, but one of the ways I paid.
Yeah.
100%.
Because everyone else
That's
was
fair,
like,
though. That's fair.
Everyone was like, we're not fucking going to Hype House.
Yeah.
But
We
it was
have-
still silly.
We have a funny story at the Hype
Oh
House.
my God.
Do you remember? We went into the bathroom and someone took I almost don't want to say it. We went into the Hype House and we allegedly went into the bathroom
Allegedly.
of the Hype House, like in the
can't
basement. And
Yeah.
someone had taken a shit on the seat and we didn't realize until
All
we
over the place.
all over the place. And we're in the bathroom of the Hype House.
And we had
or one of
already
the
closed the
bathrooms,
door,
And there's a bunch
like-
of people like just outside. And we're standing there. We're like, oh my God, what do we do? Like people, if we leave, people are going to think it's us. What do we do? And we're just stuck in there. And we're like, this is happening.
We couldn't clean it up. That's
and
disgusting.
we're
I
not
would
gonna
never
clean it
I
up.
would
That's
never. Ew.
disgusting. I'm not doing
I don't even
that.
remember. What did we do? We walked out and I think you were like, guys,
I think I was
guys,
warning
something
people.
crazy happened in there. It wasn't us though.
I know, but like, I'm like, did anyone believe us? I don't know. That was so embarrassing. I have a video of that too. But yeah, when we're at the Baha Mar,
can't.
I'm trying to think of who was there. I remember I was pointing out people. I was like, there's Machine Gun Kelly, there's Zach Bia, Jaden Smith was
what
there.
was,
On God,
There was that pretty girl who like had the
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae, yeah.
Summer Rae. I think I have a picture with her.
There was, oh my God, there was
Who?
Manny Pacquiao. You don't know who that
that?
is. Okay,
No,
never
I don't
mind.
know. Who
He's
is
like
that?
like one of the most famous boxers ever.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. He was in like the private poker room.
See,
I saw him walk by though.
I
think
don't
it was
remember
him.
this. I don't remember this. I
This
think
was
I
a long
really
time
drunk
ago.
at
This was
point.
6 years ago.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
no, I think 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was a
then-
while.
Like every NBA player you could kind of imagine. I remember,
All NBA players are cheating, and that's a big
Yes,
statement
yes.
to make. Maybe not
100%.
all of them. Maybe there are a few that aren't, and I'm wrong. Don't cancel me, but most NBA players are cheating.
I feel like maybe not everyone's
95%,
actively cheating.
90%.
I think they've all cheated at some point.
Yeah, that weekend I was like, wow,
And
this
not
is crazy.
only with women, but there's so many DL.
so many.
So many. I
Remember I saw-
literally,
There was another person I saw. I remember he was so famous, and I knew he had a wife too. And I saw him just cheating left, right, and center. I was like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. And I got in trouble because I remember someone. I'm gonna bleep this, but someone ordered food.
We're gonna bleep
The whole. It's like bleep, bleep, bleep. The whole thing. Yeah, like someone ordered food, and then I took their food that they ordered, and I got screamed at by their assistant. They're like, "Why would you do that? Why would you touch that?" Like,
Was
blah,
that?
blah. It was no, it was
Oh.
food. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he yelled at me.
Yes, when we're in the cabana.
Yeah, and he's like, "Why would you touch that food?" And I was like, "I thought it was for everyone."
Yeah.
And I got like screamed at, and then afterwards, I'm flying home. And was on my plane, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we
that
ended
was
up being
awkward.
friends with them anyway.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about AMPM because that's not exactly why we're here today, right? But it's a big part of it. It's a big part of it
yeah.
because we work there together. You've been there since like day one, almost. Like we were there on opening night, but I think you started working there like a week or two after like they opened.
Well,
Do you remember?
we were both there for opening, like OG opening, where they were only open for like a month or two, and then
Yes.
when they did their proper like grand opening, I was the
You were
first one
then.
there. I was
Yeah.
I was the only server they had. It was just me, one bar back who's no longer working there, but we love him, and Cam and Ben, and then like not long after they brought on Silas and Alana. Love both of them. Love Alana, miss her. Obviously
her.
love Silas.
It's okay.
But
No,
yeah,
okay. Love him.
It was just me on the floor for like a few weeks, and I was just running that shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I see, like, even like when I'm there alone now and it's not even fully sold out, I'm on the verge of a panic attack because I'm like, this is so much to handle.
Yeah,
You know?
it was crazy, especially because I lied to them and told them I had bottle service experience, but I didn't.
You didn't have to lie. They would have hired you.
Well, Cam knew,
Cam
but I
knew.
think Cam wanted me to lie so that not
Everyone
to
else
call
would
him
be
out,
like-
so the other owners would be like okay with it.
You did so well right away, though.
Yeah, you fake it till you make it. So
Yeah,
I was
that's how
just
I
like,
started
I'm gonna
serving.
act like I know exactly what I'm doing, and thank God the POS is so easy at AMPM.
It's a very easy
Yeah.
POS. It was kind of a learning curve for me at first because I was so used to a different one. But when when I finally got the hang of it, I was like, this is actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Thank God. So it's been like what, like 5-6 years?
I think
No, longer. No, 6. I think
6 years.
I think 6 years.
And
From like, or maybe 5.5.
it'll be 6 years in August, I think, is the anniversary of when they opened.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy how much it's changed over the years too.
It has. I've been there since day one as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it used to be kind of like there used to be like a lot of older people there. A lot more like people from the Filipino community were there as well. I remember
Yeah.
it was like more kind of like it didn't really have that identity as like an Asian kind of club.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
it
right from the
obviously
get-go.
had, I mean, had like the Asian decorations and like a lot of Asian inspiration. Well, like specifically Chinese, like Hong Kong. But I don't think it was like certified Chinese club yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet. But it developed, and it was crazy because at the beginning, when I was there alone, I just had to like make up. Like Cam was just like, wear whatever you think is right. So I had to kind of,
Yeah, there's no uniform.
there's never been a uniform, but like so at first I showed up in like what I thought was good, like skirts and dresses, kind of trying to copy the Lost and Found girls that I saw. And then after a while, I feel like I wanted to bring in more my style. And then that's when I started wearing like the
like you
Lamoda
pioneered that.
boots and like the cut up tights tops and like more of a grungy kind of vibe.
And I feel like that's like something that the AMPM bottle service girls are kind of known for, right? Like
Yeah.
now, like it's just like being a bit more like alternative and like kind of grungy, like with like what we wear.
I love it. It's
I love
so
it.
fun.
I love wearing a bodysuit to work. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And just wearing like my big, like we call them our stompers.
Yeah.
I love my stompers.
I just got a new pair of stompers.
Oh, you did?
They look great.
When it comes to AMPM, did you see yourself like being here for this long? Because you've been there for like I think you are AMPM's like longest standing employee besides Cam and Ben, of course.
They don't
What do you
count their
think?
owners.
They don't even count their owners. Exactly. What do you think? Did you think you would be here like at this age right now at AMPM?
I feel like when I first started AMPM, I had no idea like where my life trajectory was even going.
That's true.
Like if you told me back then that I would go back to school and like be pursuing other things, I would never guess. So when I first started there, of course, I wanted it to be a long-term thing. And I already loved I already had a relationship with Kim and Ben through you, and I already loved them so much, and like
Because we used to go
really
to Cold
believed in
Tea
them.
all the time together.
Yeah.
And they're
but
bartending at Cold Tea.
I feel like even Kim and Ben, like they obviously had faith in themselves, but I don't even think they really knew what it was going to grow into. I don't think anyone knew what it was going to grow into.
No, because I feel like it's really grown into like such an establishment.
Yeah.
Like it really has become a spot. Even when I'm in like Vancouver, sometimes even like when I'm out like in random places, and you might have this too, like I get recognized as like, oh, like you're one of the girls that like works at AMPM or like.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'll be scrolling on like Xiaohongshu, like Chinese Instagram or whatever.
Oh, really?
And I'll literally see posts of like people going to AMPM when they visit Canada and stuff. And I'm like, that's so funny.
You're like, I work there.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do love it.
It's
I do
so
love
great
that
to be
it's grown
part of
so
it.
much.
Yeah.
It feels good to be a part of it.
Yeah. And I'm so glad it's been able to like stand the test of time and like really become like a place for Asians, especially because I feel like, I mean, there's obviously other places that Asians like to go out.
Fifth.
Yeah.
Big Trouble.
Big Trouble.
Rebel.
Exactly. But it's always nice to create more spaces for
sure.
for us. Yeah.
I call AMPM sometimes the Asian Community Center. That's what I said to someone the
That's
other
good.
day when they were visiting from the States. They're like, oh my God, there's so many Asian people here. And I was like, yeah, it's the Asian Community Center here.
Yeah.
All Asians.
It's our
All
conference
Asians.
center.
It's our conference center. So I want to ask you, like, what opportunities has bottle service led to? Like, do you think that that's led you to any opportunities? Do you think there's opportunities you would have gotten from bottle service that you might not have gotten without it?
I feel like the main opportunity is just, well, like the first thing that comes to mind is just like the opportunity of like building amazing friendships. And like,
Number one.
that's been like the most impactful thing in my life, especially because I feel like I grew up in a pretty white neighborhood in Toronto.
Oh,
And like, until I moved downtown, I was kind of lacking the people of color in my life and feeling like a sense of
Community
that
and
belonging. I mean, I
belonging.
had like a best friend who was also half Asian growing up, but we were kind of like the only ones for a bit there until we got older, of course. But so now like being able to look around and see that I'm surrounded by people that like look a little bit like me or come from similar backgrounds. We can relate. We can go for like dim sum and like all share meals together. We're not ordering single dishes for ourselves, how the white people like to order.
I know. Sorry, Steve.
No offense.
No offense, Steve.
But
We're not talking about you, Steve.
yeah, but I love it. I think like the best opportunity for me has just been able to connect with like my community here in Toronto, my fellow
love that.
Chinese and other all sorts of Asians.
That's a great answer. I didn't even think about that answer.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like, for me, I actually, when I was writing this question out earlier, I was kind of thinking about like how I would answer this too. And I was thinking that I am really grateful for bottle service for so many reasons. And now that you say this, of course, I love the friendships that I've created through bottle service and like the opportunity to like meet like-minded people who like come from a similar cultural background. Like that's so valuable and important. I love that. But I also love the networking aspect of it. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I feel like
we've gotten a lot of things through bottle service.
yeah, you especially, because I feel like
like
Emily's
it.
like the most, I don't know how else to describe it, the most
Scammer. No, I'm
lovable,
kidding.
no, like the most lovable, genuine person ever. People gravitate towards you really
you.
easily. And I feel like I'm like the biggest winner of the entire world to be able to call you best friend. And like, I'm like, yeah,
about
guys,
you?
I won. I have the best friend in the world.
Ew.
But people love you so much. And I feel like you're just so good at networking.
Thank you.
And like, I love that you're able to utilize it for yourself, but also like not in a selfish way. I feel like you also
What's
give
mine is
so
yours.
much to like the people who you connect with. Like you're
Thanks.
always there for advice. You're always the shoulder to lean on for everyone.
Yeah,
You're
I try
everyone,
to,
you're like
reciprocate.
everyone's free therapist.
I try, guys. I try.
You should start billing people,
I should. I should. No, I
but
can
not
never.
me.
Not you.
I
Not
can
you.
afford it. Too many hours.
Yeah, you'd have to bill me though.
No.
Yeah, you'd have to bill me. But yeah, I feel like I feel like the. Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. And honestly, what's mine is yours. Whenever I'm doing well or someone's giving me an opportunity, I always put Kiera on, and I know she would do the same
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I
She
feel
has. But I always try to like reciprocate, like with networking when people are doing things for me. I try to return the favor, even if it's something like putting someone on guest list or comping their cover, or adding something to like their AMPM experience or doing something for them. Like just even if it's like really small, like I really try to reciprocate.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard
think you do.
sometimes.
And that's why I feel like not only do you make these relationships initially, but you're able to maintain relationships like over long term because it feels like a symbiotic relationship. You're not just some like parasite trying to get stuff out of people.
Exactly. Because I feel like a lot of, don't want to generalize, but I feel like bottle service girls have a reputation, I think, for being kind of scammers and like being
like gold diggers or something.
Yeah, like gold diggers. And like, sure, maybe that is the case for some people, but I think majority of especially the bottle service girls now, just generally, I do feel like that has shifted. Like a lot of the bottle service girls I know in Toronto, like at AMPM and at other clubs, are very genuine, down to earth people. Like I think of like Asia. Yeah. I have like a few friends that work at Future.
I love
like
Asia so much.
I love Asia, and she's so genuine and down to earth. And I feel like just not, and I mean like she's not like that at all.
Also Kylisha,
like there's
so
just
many great girls.
There's so many wonderful girls who are not like that, and so I feel like we're lucky. Like we're in a circle where all the girls that we know that work in the industry are pretty down to earth.
I also feel like of all the girls to call gold diggers, especially when I feel like I was working at my peak, like when I was working 4 days a week at AMPM, guys would come to me and I'd be like, bro, I make more than you in a night than you do in like 2 weeks.
I'm not coming for you.
You're like, I'm not trying to dig your pocket. Don't worry. I have my own.
Exactly.
Like bottle girls do, thank God. I appreciate it. We make good money. So we don't really need the handouts.
No, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you as well, what do you think are the biggest benefits of working as a bottle service girl?
Oh my gosh. For me personally, I don't know if this would apply to everyone. I feel like it's made me like a more rounded, kind of better person in general. I think before working bottle service, again, I was a bit of a bitch.
Not to me, guys. Not to me.
Not to Emily, but to some people. I feel like I was kind of known as being a little bit bitchy or like maybe like a little too blunt or
I think you were just more like closed off to people you didn't know as well.
Or like what other horrible words
I feel like you've always been really good to the people you've really loved and like held close. Yeah. But I feel like to people you didn't know as well, you weren't as friendly.
Exactly.
And I feel like you didn't open yourself up to people till you were a bit older.
Exactly. Whereas I feel like doing bottle service, working any service job really in general, this also happened when I was doing retail management, but it just teaches you to like be a bit softer and like, you never know who you're talking to and maybe that person is like a great guy and we can be friends. Or I met my boyfriend through the club too. I would have like, oh my God, that's true. Back in the day, I feel like I would have been like, no, fuck you. Don't talk to me. Actually, I approached him first, but whatever.
And now look.
Yeah. And we've been together for ages. And like, I think it's helping me develop my softer side.
That's correct.
Being a better people person, social skills.
They're important skills.
Yeah. Because before I used to just be like an angry little grumpus.
Yeah, but
I still am a little bit, but I'm nicer now. You have your moments,
but you're generally like...
Emily knows. I think I've gotten nicer over the years.
And I can be a big grumpus sometimes too.
I feel like when we first met, we were so polar opposites of that spectrum where I was like probably the grumpiest person ever. And you were maybe overly, I don't want to say people pleasing, but like maybe too sweet to the point where people kind of walk over you.
Like took advantage. Right?
Yeah, take advantage of you or whatever. And then I feel like we've both kind of taught each other to like soften a bit or harden a bit.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I've toughened up.
And now we're both
said this
perfect.
in like another. Now we're both perfect. No, like we don't need to change.
Exactly.
I literally said this in another episode. I was like, Kiera's like helped me out so much with like thickening my skin. Like I feel like I actually have like a bit of a backbone and know how to set boundaries and be assertive with people because of you. I feel like with bottle service, my favorite thing is, and maybe this is also a bad thing as well, is that it feeds my ego a lot. I love like seeing a video of myself the next day and like I look really good and I'm like, oh my God, like when you go out to a table and all the attention's on you and like there's cameras everywhere and you're just like being posted over everyone's like or throughout like everyone's stories, like that feels so good. But then it's also a bad thing because I feel like then so much of your ego becomes tied to doing bottle service, right? And the way you look and the way you're perceived, which is like not a great thing, right? Because there's so much more to both of us than that. But I think it's like my favorite thing about bottle service, but like definitely a bit of a consequence.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged blade.
Yeah, exactly. Because now at this point, like I feel like if I'm having a bad day or I feel bloated and like if I'm comparing myself to like, we work at a club that like AMPM, we were saying how it's changed a lot. There's now so many like really young girls that are coming in. Again, all legal, I think. I don't know. But there's a lot of really young girls coming in, right? And I'm comparing my 27-year-old body to a 20-year-old's body or a 19-year-old's body, which is just unrealistic. Like when I look back to myself at that age, like my metabolism was high. I would eat like shit. I would binge drink like 5 days a week and somehow was able to look like pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
It's called anorexia.
Yeah, maybe I was maybe I was a little anorexic.
It's a bit of an
too.
eating disorder. Both of us, I think.
Both of us. But like I don't have the metabolism that I had at like 20 years old.
Yeah.
And so I think comparing myself to like a younger person, like, and doing that constantly, if I have a bad day and my ego's so tied to how I look, I'm comparing myself, it's not good. And I feel like that happens a lot where I am comparing myself to other people.
Yeah. I think it's also hard to like, not to like gas everyone at AMPM, but I think the girls that work at AMPM are some of the most
so
beautiful women I've like ever met in my entire life.
They're gorgeous.
So if you're having a bad day and you show up and you're surrounded by literally the hottest women ever.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'll literally be like, I can't stand, because I normally work with Emily and Mel on Saturdays. Yeah. I'll be like,
we all have set days, guys.
They'll be like, oh my God, let's take a photo. And I'll be like, I'll look at it and I'll be like, absolutely not. That's not going anywhere.
And it's funny because like we're all kind of thinking the same thing. Like I feel like it's
grass is always greener.
Grass is always greener. Like there's always one feature about the other girls that we'd like.
Yeah.
That we're like, you have this and I don't have this.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but
this is kind of a conversation I feel like you and I have at least once a month, where one of us will say, oh, I'm feeling not great this week, or like, oh, I feel so bloated, I don't feel cute. We all go through those phases. And then the other person will be like, girl, you literally have my dream body. We could swap, and we'll have this conversation like incessantly.
All the time.
But
which is like,
it's crazy because it's genuine. Like I always feel like you've always had like my dream body, and then you'll say the same thing to me, and I'll be like, you're crazy.
I'd pay millions, guys. I'd pay millions.
Stop. No. People literally pay for your body. People be out there getting BBLs trying to get your ass.
And people pay for yours.
Anyway.
Do you have a consequence? Like, do you think to like doing bottle service? Like, do you think there are some consequences to like being a bottle service girl though?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's a lot. Because I think you have to put yourself in a very different mindset from most other industries. I mean, a little bit of all service workers, but being a woman in an industry where your looks are basically what got you the job.
Literally.
And even though you have to be good at selling and
smart,
like you obviously there's other skills, but the main thing you need to be is hot. Yeah.
Sorry.
Unfortunately. And that's just the way we live. And the amount of money you earn is potentially tied to how you look.
For sure.
I say this, it's a bit of a hot take, but I always say that bottle service is like in the spectrum of sex work because well, one, you're wearing these pretty skimpy outfits. Of course, like we're not physically doing anything with men.
And it's funny because I think a lot of the I think actually almost all of the bottle service girls like at AMPM, like we're all in relationships.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like we're not like, it's literally not like that at all.
Yeah.
However,
you're kind of selling a dream, which I think is what sex workers do a lot of the time.
100%.
But you're selling the dream of like, maybe this guy's thinking, oh, if I spend XXX money, maybe this girl will give me her number and maybe I can take her out. Or
if I some out, like she'll think that I'm like this.
And I mean, it's not uncommon to get hit on and there's, I feel like a little bit of a pressure to flirt with customers to like get better tips. Of course, like I think all of us at AMPM are really good at setting boundaries, and like we have the support from everyone else at AMPM, like all the other staff, like all the guys that work at AMPM, they support us. They like, if we say our boundary was crossed, they'll kick that person out.
Absolutely.
But I think there's a lot of pressure to flirt with guys for money.
For sure.
Basically.
And like even like kind of like toe that line between like being friendly and like flirting. And I think that's like that line gets towed so often in the service industry, which is why it can be really difficult to be in a relationship. Like if you are in the service industry, if your partner is in the service industry or like they're not, like that line gets towed so often, which is why I think
so I think it takes that mental toll because especially as like we're all intelligent women, but you're kind of boiled down to just your looks. A guy will look at you as he's holding the machine, as you're cashing him out, and he'll be like, so do you have a boyfriend? As he's about to type in the tip amount, he's like, so do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, yeah, 0 tip.
Immediately.
And I'm just like, okay, so if I had lied, maybe I would have made an extra $200 for the tip pool. But I'm like, where do you draw that line? Like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go home with you. Sorry, babes.
Absolutely. I think being honest is really good. And I feel like that's something like, I feel like at AMPM, they really respect that and like, and really do protect us. Like if someone touches you, I mean, they're out. If someone makes an inappropriate comment or is being difficult, like they're out. When like someone else has to build them out, like camera ban or something.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it doesn't happen too often. I feel like our clientele is generally pretty respectful. Occasionally, there's some groping.
Yeah, that's like the unfortunate
That's like
side.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are wearing small outfits, so
I think people
it
think that
leaves
it's
us a
okay
bit
to like,
vulnerable.
yeah, and people think it's like okay to
Yeah,
like,
and in a crowd where I think everyone knows AMPM is a bit of a sardine crowd sometimes.
yeah, it's so packed.
And you look behind you, you can't even tell like who did it. So it's hard sometimes to even point out like this is the person who needs to be kicked out.
Oh, absolutely.
One time I choked a guy in the club.
I know.
That's like one of my favorite AMPM stories actually. Other than getting groped was the worst part, but then getting to literally like I saw the fear in his eyes and that gave me so much happiness.
My favorite was when I think one time there's some guy and he was dancing and he was just being so crazy and he just like was hitting everyone while he was dancing and he was, keep in mind, like very drunk, right? Like he wasn't like, he was so drunk, like no idea of like what he was doing. And I think you literally grabbed him and you like shook him and you're like, calm the fuck down. Like, calm down right now.
There's been moments where I've had to get a little, remind them the space they're in.
And I think that's good. Someone has to do it. I remember one time you and Sue, you guys were outside of AMPM, right? And like some guy, he like just smacked both of you guys like at the same time.
Yeah, we were both standing outside because it gets really hot in AMPM. So like at the end of the night, sometimes we'll like go stand outside to get a breath of fresh air. And we were just standing there and this guy comes by. I think he said like, good night, ladies, like double hand.
And then, yeah,
like double hand slaps our asses. And
you do.
I immediately turned around like I was literally ready to fight someone. But one of our lovely bouncers dealt with that for us. I didn't like literally within a blink of an eye, he was on the ground. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, yeah, kill him.
Kick him.
Obviously, he's not
Like,
dead. We didn't kill him. But
I would have.
there was a moment where I was like, yeah, kill him.
Yeah, there's just sometimes it's like crazy the audacity I think some people have. I think something for me is like, I think one of the biggest consequences of working in bottle service is definitely having a partner that works as a bartender. I think because people perceive that I'm flirting or whatever, they also perceive my boyfriend who's bartending as like flirting as well. And again, we have to be friendly. It's a part of our job. And like maybe there's an element of flirting there, but it's difficult because I feel like with that, like there's like a lot of like rumors that kind of come up. And I think that's like, this is more specific to me just because like I'm kind of like talking about my experience more specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest like downfalls of like doing bottle service and working with your boyfriend that is also a bartender.
I think it just adds a whole other layer to it. Like I couldn't imagine having my partner also being in the service industry.
Dude, I like,
and I see how difficult it is for like you and some of the other couples that are in the service industry. I'm like, wow, if Spencer was working in a club, actually, I think I'd be chill about it. I'm like the crazy chill one. But honestly,
you're not crazy. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Sometimes I see a girl talking to Cameron at the bar and I'm like literally glaring them down. And I'm like, and then sometimes I realize I'm like, oh, I know that girl. Or I'm like, oh, it's like Kiera. And I mean, like, I don't even realize.
Yeah,
like,
one time I poked Cam's butt by accident.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I thought it was someone else.
It's you. It's you. But I feel like it gets like a little bit messy, that boundary. And I feel like sometimes like that can be like a major consequence. It's hard to like be in a relationship. I think sometimes in the service industry, it takes like a lot of like trust. It takes a lot of honesty, a lot of open communication, a lot of like boundary setting. I know that Cameron's gonna message girls to come to AMPM because he owns the club.
You're like,
no, I know. I'm like choking myself in the corner, but I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But then I also know in the same breath, I'm messaging guys.
Yeah.
I'm getting flown out every now and then. I'm going to things.
List like 20 more things that he's not doing.
And I'm doing this and this and this.
But there's trust there. And like,
there's trust.
Like we all know you would never,
cheat.
Ever. Exactly.
And I know he would never cheat
either.
But I think that, that can be challenging sometimes.
Yeah. I think, like that's something I'm so thankful for in my relationship. Like I'm so grateful that Spencer does trust me. Not that he has like any reason not to, But I couldn't imagine having like an insecure boyfriend, like,
because a lot of
stressing. Yeah, because it's an issue where like boyfriends will be trying to control what you're wearing at work, and it's like, so I'm not gonna wear.
You met me when I was like this.
Exactly.
When I was doing
Yes.
this. Yeah. Accept it.
Accept it.
It was hard for Cam because when he met me, I was just like regular serving, like I wasn't doing bottle service, and he kept telling me, he's like, bottle service is like literally gonna ruin you, and I was like, no, I'm better than that. And it has and it hasn't. Like there's been so many upsides to it, but like there has been a lot of downsides for sure. Like I do think that
It took him way too long to hire you.
Yeah, like I was asking to work there for so long, and I had to do bottle service at another place before he was like, okay, you can work here.
Yeah.
I don't want you like bringing like other people to like the place that you're working at. But yeah, like I think it does take such a big toll on my mental health. Like I think every time I like gain a pound or I just like feel bloated, the last thing I want to do is like put on a little outfit and go to work. Like I feel so insecure, and the entire shift I'm just like kind of internally I'm like, I want to leave, I want to go. Like I just feel so awkward and like uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's super difficult, especially when we've been doing it for so long. We go through so many phases in our bodies and aging, which I love. Personally, I think we're
good to age.
the best we look like ever right now. Like as every time I get older, I feel like I look even better than I did last year. Not to like try to gas ourselves up, but I just think aging is like amazing. Like I love aging, but it's hard because you go through all these changes with your body.
And as a woman,
weight fluctuates. Like sometimes you're in an industry too where like everything's kind of like photoshopped and stuff, and then you feel like, oh my god, do I have to Photoshop stuff? And I hate photoshopping.
You hate photoshopping photos. Kiera gets mad at me if I'm like editing my photos too much. She like literally like she gets physically mad.
I feel like because like we both came from an era where it was really like everyone photoshopped their photos heavy. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was when my
messed up in the back.
Yeah, and like that's when our body dysmorphia was probably the worst. So like I think back to like, oh my god, I don't want to have to like compare myself to a photo that's literally photoshopped
well,
too.
I think that's another big consequence, like body dysmorphia. I didn't no, maybe I did have it before bottle service, but I think
definitely did.
I definitely did, but bottle service made it worse. Because sometimes I'll like be having a good day, I'm like, wow, I feel so good about myself, blah blah blah. And then I come in and like immediately I'm like, wow, like the girls I'm standing next to are just like skinnier than me, their skin's a bit clearer, their hair is a bit shinier, and then all of a sudden I feel like awful about myself.
Yeah.
And it's funny because everyone else is probably feeling the same way.
Exactly. Oh my god, skin especially. I think both of us have had a hard time with our skin.
Yeah, we've both been dealing with some pretty annoying skin issues over the last couple of years, like, or maybe year-ish, like
a few years, including the acne.
Yeah, acne and then eczema. We're always synced up too. When I have acne, Kiera's acne. When I have eczema, Kiera has eczema.
I think it's because I'm so obsessed with you. My body doesn't know the difference. So when you get something, suddenly I have it.
You have it too.
Like never in my life have I had eczema, and then Emily's been dealing with it, unfortunately, recently, and then suddenly out of nowhere I have eczema. I'm like,
this would happen.
But this is the price I pay for the best friendship ever.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I know it's not you. But I'm like, what is going on? Is it the air and AMPM?
Sometimes like you'll tell me about something. You're like, I have acne too now, or I have eczema too now, and I'm like, oh my god, that is so. I'm like, did I give it to you? I'm like, no, I didn't. But like, oh
yeah, I remember when I first told you that my dermatologist said that I had eczema because I didn't know what it was at first. You told me, you're like, oh my god, I just Googled if eczema is contagious.
Because I actually worry sometimes. Yeah. I'm like, am I giving Kiera this stuff?
I think we just share the same stressors, and then it like manifests in our body for some reason.
Oh, absolutely.
So stress and skin problems don't
they don't love each other.
Yeah.
So for you, how do you try to establish healthy self-esteem in a position where you do have so much pressure placed on your looks?
Oh, that's so tough.
I know. Really thought about that question.
Yeah. I think it's for me, I'm a very like habitual person. So I think I feel best when I'm in like a great place where I'm doing kind of the same routine every week. And that will make me feel more like stable in my own body too. So like recently, like I will go to Pilates twice a week. I will try to like meal prep for at least a few days of the week. And I'm in school every day, which is helpful too. Cause like that helps stop the thoughts of like, oh my God, like if I eat this or if I do this, like how's that going to affect my body or how I look? So I think being in a great routine is helpful.
That is good.
And obviously being around supportive people who like love you unconditionally, who like will shoo away your negative thoughts, which is what I have in you, of course, and Spencer, and like a couple other great friends who are always there
like
for me.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you have like a good support system.
What do you do? Give me some tricks.
Me? I feel like, okay, I literally talk about this a lot with my clients, and I literally said this to you the other day when you're having a little bit of a mental breakdown, which we have sometimes. A little mentee bee. But I feel like this is something I learned in my master's, and it's something I talk to my clients about, and I really try to remember myself. But like when my self-esteem isn't doing well, that means that I'm putting too much value into certain areas of my life. So when my self-esteem is, or like my value is placed so much on like my looks, if something small happens with my looks, say I have a new pimple, or I'm bloated, or I gain a bit of weight, my whole perception of who I am just comes crumbling down. And so placing equal value into different areas of my life, I think really helps me like be stable. So when things do come up, I do get a pimple, or I'm bloated, or my hair's dry. Unfortunately, I have chronically dry hair. I don't know what it is. It doesn't make me completely change my perception on myself. So I try to put equal value into like myself, and like some qualities I really like about myself, like my role as a therapist, my role as like a girlfriend, as like a friend, as like a daughter, as a sister, and to even just like this podcast, I feel like has been really good for me, because I think it gives me a sense of purpose, and I put a lot of value into it, because I feel like it just feels good doing it. But I think all of those things like really help me like kind of maintain like a healthy self-esteem. But it's hard. Like I think I just started doing that like maybe like 6 months ago, even though I've like known about this like concept for a while. It's taken me a while to like actually practice it.
It's crazy like how big of a difference it makes though when you start including things in your life that fulfill you in other ways. I feel like that was me literally around 2 years ago today, was when I was feeling so unfulfilled. All I really did was work at AMPM, which I love, and I loved back then too. But during the weekdays, I just kind of felt like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I can't be a bottle server forever. I felt so unfulfilled, and I put so much value just into bottle service that I just wasn't feeling good about myself. So then that's when I started looking for different like school programs to go back to.
That's good.
And it's made such a huge difference in my life.
I think
like,
it has.
It's literally like
I feel like
the best thing I've done for
like,
myself.
Your sense of like purpose and direction.
Yeah, and I really missed learning, even though I have like so much school trauma from when I was younger.
I know.
I do love learning, and I love being in that environment where you're pushed to try different things, try new things.
Yeah, because I think bottle service is amazing. Honestly, it is a blessing, I must say. Like it's one of the only industries I feel like you can just, or one of the only positions you can do where you work once a week and you make rent or like half of your rent in like just one shift. But there is like a lot of like, what's the word, monotony? Like it's kind of the same thing every single time, right? It's not necessarily intellectually stimulating. You're not necessarily learning anything. It's fun most of the time.
It's actually brain rot in a lot of
It's actually brain, it actually rots your brain.
You just like have fucking, what is it, like 115 decibel music blasting in your ear. I swear it's going to give us Alzheimer's. I think there's a study on that somewhere.
There's a study on it, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Sadly.
So it's literally rotting our brains in some ways.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
But I think that like having something outside of that is really important. And I think most of the girls that we work with do like, they have some kind of job or like external like interests that they're like passionate about, which is really beautiful to see. And I think a lot of people like just outside of the girls that we work with, like I think a lot of bottle service girls like have that. Like they have like a day job and then do bottle service at night. Yeah. Like there's very few girls I know that just do bottle service.
Yeah, because it's not sustainable unless you're like an influencer or something.
Yeah.
We don't really know many of those.
I always say like, I'm not going to be 30 doing bottle service. However, no judgment to anyone who is 30 doing bottle service or older. You have to do what you have to do sometimes. Like actually no judgment. But for myself and like my own mental health, I'm like, I need to like be out of this industry by 30 is like the absolute max. Even though I keep saying I'm going to like leave within the year. You know? Ideally, yes, but 30 is the max. You get kind of like addicted, I feel like, to the money that comes with bottle service as well. Like how fast and easy it is.
Well, I think everyone should use bottle service or service industry in general as just a stepping stone. Even if you want to stay in the service industry, use that as a stepping stone to, okay, what's the next step? For example, like Kim and Ben, they used being bartenders to become business owners. There has to be something further afterwards.
I feel like you and I, like, we've used bottle service to save. Like, I feel like we both saved like quite a lot. Like, we have like pretty hefty TFSAs, guys. Just
yeah,
so you know.
mine's not as hefty as yours, but
Hefty, somewhat hefty. But I feel like that's like, and I mean, like, that's how you should do it. You should like be saving.
yes,
Yeah,
make
it's important.
responsible financial decisions. We're so
Exactly.
boring now.
I know,
But it's crazy. Like
But it's good.
that's like
It's
the
what you're
best
supposed
part
to do.
about bottle service, other than the community and everything, like is the financial independence and security.
It's the best. Like, you can kind of guarantee, like, you kind of know exactly like what you're making like every single week.
Yeah.
What is the craziest story? What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you while you were serving? Maybe not the craziest, but an important. Steve's loving. Steve's excited.
What's the craziest? Oh no. Okay, this is like the worst thing to say, but it's
What?
like just what immediately came up in my mind because it was so recent too. I just got projectile vomited on not long ago. It's not a sexy story, unfortunately.
No.
That was traumatizing because I mean, I think this is so not a cute subject. We deal with vomit like in
All
the
the
club
time.
all the time.
People are
but,
puking in the ice buckets
Yeah.
on themselves.
but usually
everywhere.
it doesn't projectile onto you. That was my first time in all the years at AMPM that's happened. I literally like immediately just middle of the floor. I was screaming and just like immediately went to the
Yeah,
back
you
where the
were
dish
so
pit was
mad.
screaming. I was like, I called Spencer. I almost started crying. I was like, what do I do? Do I leave? Like, this is so gross. And I cleaned
stayed.
myself up and I stayed. Yeah.
You're so brave.
I'm dedicated.
would've
Thankfully, it
left.
wasn't in my hair. That would have really sent me. It was kind of, this is so gross. It was literally like kind of down the front of me and I cleaned it up and
And that would happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would happen on the one good night. But
Yeah, that was really unfortunate.
I'm glad I toughed it out. It's okay. But what's like a more silly story? I don't know.
I don't know. I've literally seen people get like fingered at the booths.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
I've seen,
so many like crazy people making babies in AMPM.
Yeah, like people just like literally, and this is, I feel like, pretty common now, but like just shirts off, like just guys, especially
Yeah.
like big sweaty guys everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a specific one. The craziest, I think the craziest night we've ever had there, though. I don't know if this is like crazy, like crazy silly, but like best night ever, like I think was when our friends came from LA and
was
they
thinking
got
the same.
17 classes Zools.
That was
Love
so much fun.
That was a fun night.
Both times. They came twice.
And they came twice. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think the first time
The first time
got,
was my
like,
favorite.
Yeah.
It was so silly. It was literally just like two of them and they just went crazy.
Yeah, they got so many classes Zools and then like got one for each table in like the club. And that's
Yeah.
very rare, I feel like, for someone to do in Toronto. Like, I feel like Toronto's like not.
Yeah, they
that
were
might happen in
literally,
like
like-
Vegas or LA or
They're like
Miami.
the AMPM Oprah. They're like, you get an Azul. You get an Azul.
That was my favorite.
And we're like,
I know. And we're
not
thank
just
God
money
we're
though,
working that
because
night.
these are also like good friends of ours. And it was just so much fun having them and showing them like the club we work at. And,
Yeah, I got so drunk.
we both did. I think we all
I
did.
think we all did.
We had to.
Yeah, we need them to come back. We need them to come back.
Yeah.
Okay, my very last question for you is, what coping mechanisms do you use to decompress from nightlife?
Well, I think something that's like really important for my routine when I get home from AMPM, because I feel like everyone has this feeling when they get home from working a night at the club is like that crazy adrenaline. It's hard to like decompress and like start to unwind and go to sleep. And this is going to sound so corny, but like Spencer is literally like the thing that's like saved my sleep schedule, especially because I feel like in the past I'd come home and I'd like doom scroll or like put on a show, then watch a show for an hour. Then I'd be awake till like 6 a.m. And then your sleep schedule is just fucked for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
But now it's like coming home to like a comfort person and like
He's already asleep.
he's already
probably.
asleep. I don't want to like bother him. So I'm not going to put TikTok on. So it kind of forces me to like unwind really quickly.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think that's like really helped me, especially since I have to wake up early during the week for school.
Yeah.
I
'cause
can't
feel
really
like,
have crazy late weekends.
yeah, because I feel like you have like a really good sleep schedule. Like, you're not too affected by like going to sleep late, like once a
I
week.
try to. Yeah.
I feel like you reset really quickly.
Yeah. I feel like it all boils down to like that same thing I was saying with like having a good regiment, routine. Like I thrive off routine. I love it.
I wonder, there might be a reason for that. People with ADHD thrive off of routines. I don't know
Yeah.
if you knew that.
I mean, I used to have an ADHD diagnosis in high school.
I mean, you probably still have it then.
Yeah, get me on that disability check. I want that shit.
That's what I'm on.
I need to work on that one.
Disability.
No, I know. You told me about it and I was like, fuck, I need to get on that.
My doctor's like, you're not disabled, but okay. I'll fill out what you
But
need.
ADHD is a disability.
Is considered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Is
as I
considered.
used to tell people you were on the spectrum before I knew you well, because everyone told me you were like,
Crazy.
well, I think people told me you had a writing impediment, but they kind of phrased it as like you're autistic. So I
Right.
thought for
Even
the
my mom,
longest
when
time,
she-
I thought you're autistic.
My mom, when she tells people about me, she does this like crazy impression. Like she makes me sound, I wish I could do it. I can't do it. I think it'd be kind of offensive.
Yeah.
She does like this crazy impression of me and people think that I'm literally on the spectrum, which is
I kind of feel
no
like we are a
judgment,
little bit.
no shame to that. No shame about that, but
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not.
apparently people on the spectrum like secretly find each other.
I
So
think we
it
both
makes
have
sense that we'd
ADHD.
both be on the spectrum.
that would make sense.
I feel like we should tell like a lost and found story.
Oh, I think one of my favorite lost and found stories was when I was in the booth with ASAP Ferg and I had no idea who ASAP Ferg was. And I kept taking videos of him. And like, I remember there's like a sign. I have a video of it. Maybe I'll make a reel about it one day. And I was taking a video of the sign and taking it of like, yeah, like the sign and then panning it to like ASAP Ferg. And I kept saying, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I kept poking his belly. I was just being insane,
really
had no
funny.
idea who he was and like thought like it was like a made up celebrity or something like that. Like didn't realize it was like a real person. And then looking back at that years later, I'm like, oh my God, that's really ASAP Ferg. I was poking his belly. I'm like standing right beside him.
Please send me these photos. Attach
Yeah.
the videos in this.
Yeah, I'll
please.
find it. I was with my friend Amy. and
Oh,
we
I
were
love
there.
Amy.
Yeah, I love Amy. Okay, what's your silliest story at Lost and
Oh
Found?
my gosh, now I can't
At
think
Lost
of
and
one.
Found. I know, it's
At
hard to
Lost
think
and Found.
of.
There was such like a golden era for Lost and Found.
Yeah,
So
you were
many
there, like,
celebrities rolled through.
4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah, every Lost and Found Monday.
Either
It was
Monday,
always crazy.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, some Sundays.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. What's that producer's name who's really famous? Yeah, Lost and Found every fucking weekend. Maybe not every weekend, but almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this weird thing where he would bring the troll foot gummies, like those blue foot gummies.
Oh, that's random.
He would bring a bag of those and like give them to the girls he wanted to hook up with and stuff. Never me, thank God. Not
Thank
into
God.
that. But I remember I had like a few friends who would like have those gummies and I'd be like, oh my God,
That's crazy.
you're fucking.
Wow. I did not know
That's not even
that.
something you can put in the podcast, I don't think.
Well,
Well,
we'll bleep the name.
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. And
Can we touch toes?
yeah, I don't want to cry, but I cry
Okay.
at everything. We cry at everything.
If
but
once Kiera cries, I start crying.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And oh my God, I'm actually going to cry.
no, I know she can cry. I'm gonna tear up.
I've been hearing you talk about wanting to do a podcast for so long and seeing you actually do it. It brings me so much joy. No, I don't know why I can't help it. But I just love you so much.
I love you too.
And I've loved listening to every episode. I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of it.
No,
and I'm so
happy
proud
to
of you.
hear. Aw, I love you.
Anyway.
Can we touch toes again?
Yeah.
Love you. You were my one of my most requested guests. People are like, I want to
Aw.
hear you and Kiera talk. Like, I want to hear
Aw.
Kiera on the podcast. It's true. It's true. You were number 1 and Cam was number 2.
Yeah.
As he should. Yeah, number 2. Number 2. I appreciate that. Honestly, I feel like it's something I've been wanting to do for a couple of years now. And it took me up until like last year to finally have like the balls to do it. Like not even last year, like I think this year, I think I started in like January, to be honest. And it's so fun having like friends on and like people that I know on and just like not necessarily like with you, obviously, like we're best friends, but like with other people, just like reconnecting over this has been so lovely with like Will and Mike and Ajay, like the people I've known for so long. And it's just so nice to kind of catch up with them. I feel like it's really been such a positive thing for me and I'm so happy you're part of it. I love you.
love it. I'm so happy.
I love you. But I wanted to say thank you so much for your time today. If you want to learn more about Kiera, you can follow her on Instagram at Kiera Liu, right? Is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just checking. If you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Spotify at Club Therapy and on Instagram at Club Therapy Pod. Thank you so much for your time today, Kiera. I love
Love
you.
you.
Bye, guys. We
Bye.
love you guys.